Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to North Country Off Grid. Today we are working on our series of videos that are the blacksmithing shop. You guys can see the progress we've got going on. As you saw, Shelby and I just installed all of these boards. All these outside boards are going to be where the metal sheeting, the siding, is going to attach to. So that's what we've got going on today. We spread these things out I believe they're about 2 foot on center. So we've got some more work to do, but this side is going to get one more board up top that is going to be our ledger board, and that ledger board is going to have rafters running out down into this area where I'm at, somewhere around in here. And so this will all be the lean-to here. This will all be open space. So this is going to be a symmetrical design. The other side of the shop is going to get the same thing. It's going to get open space, ledger board rafters coming down, but on the other side it's going to be a part of the shop. Let's run over and I'll show you. Okay, so we're inside here now. You can see here it's looking good. Everything's nice and level, which is great. But we're going to wind up putting a ledger board up here. So this bottom board you see is going to be our floor bottom. So we're going to be backfilling in here. We're going to get a bunch of dirt in here. We're going to bring it in, smooth it out, tamp it down. It's all going to be nice and level and heavily tamped. We're going to pack it in here with dirt and gravel. Now the reason that we're going to use dirt and gravel, two things. One, it's going to save us a ton on actually having to pour a slab or some sort of concrete flooring in here. And two, when you're blacksmithing, if you drop a tool on the ground, it doesn't just shatter on the concrete or break, depending on what stage of blacksmithing you're at. But as it hits that dirt, the dirt's going to give a little bit, so it's not the same as hitting the concrete. And then it's a little bit easier on the back, the body, walking around on a little bit more of a padded dirt versus walking around on hard concrete all the time. So we're going to stick with a dirt flooring. So what we got going on here, the next step is going to be, we're going to brace off this side with a couple of these intermediate pieces, these in-betweens. We're going to brace them off and just tie them together temporarily. Then we're going to come in here and we're going to put our ledger board up top. Our ledger board is going to hold our joist system. It's going to be the beginning of our floor system, which is going to lead to our roof system. So we'll be putting joists in here, and what that's going to do is give me storage overhead to be able to put extra lumber, extra materials if need be, have more storage for just our off-gridding stuff. Coming off this other side, it's going to be the same design as I just showed you guys over there. We're going to have a ledger board up here with rafters coming down to somewhere about where I'm standing. I don't know if I'm going to make this area here about 10 feet wide or maybe 8 feet wide. And what that's going to do is just give the shop more room inside. And we're not going to have a lean-to on this side because we need to put windows in here because we're going to be on the south side here. This is south facing, and that's where the light's going to come in. So we're opening up this side to windows and allowing the light in so that we can work off of the natural light. And then we'll kind of get into whether or not we're going to put any solar up for any artificial light to be able to work into the evenings. Or just to help out, but the goal is going to be to use as much natural light as possible to allow me to work as long as possible. Okay guys, we've got a few more hours worth of time to work for today. It's a little slower going process than I would like. Shelby does her best to help out, but she just doesn't. She's not able to be my wingman necessarily on the construction side of stuff because she's just unsure of what to do. And then she gets really nervous working with me because she thinks I like to yell at her once in a while, which I never do. Now we've still got to order metal, which is going to take a while. It should take about a week, I believe, after you order the metal. But what I'm going to do is get my roof system up, figure out how much of an overhang I really want, and before I order my metal. So I just don't know yet. There's not a real rush to it. As you can see, this process is a little bit slow going. We are hand nailing everything, and we are hand cutting everything because we're off grid. Yeah, we have a generator to plug that stuff into, but I do enjoy sort of taking my time with this building, building with the skills, the old skills of doing everything by hand nailing stuff versus using a nail gun, hand sawing versus using a circular saw. it's nice to be able to utilize those skills. You know, if you are constantly using a nail gun, you're not developing your skills of hand nailing, which there is a skill to hand nailing. You will bend nails like crazy. So that's it. A lot of these building processes, I do like to use the old school method, the old hand tools to do this kind of stuff. If you guys have watched my previous videos, you know that I build that way quite a bit. I don't like to have to roll out all my tools, air compressor, drag over the generator, all that stuff. It's shuffling a lot of equipment around to do it. Well guys, that is it for tonight. We're going to have to work on the ledger boards and the floor joists tomorrow, and we're going to tie that stuff together. As you can see with these cross pieces, we just threw them up. Those are temporary, and it's just to lock our entire structure together and keep everything in place while we're putting up our joists. Now the tops on some of these posts are starting to bend in or bend a little out. The reason for that is we got this thing up. It got rained on and snowed on for a few days. So where we have it plumbed up and braced, we're good and plumb there, but it goes to the top and it's moving a little bit. So what we need to do is correct that with the joist. So we're going to put the joists in place, and that'll suck our tops together and keep everything parallel. But that's going to be for another day, guys. So thank you for watching this series. If you want to follow along on the series, you want to watch this blacksmithing shop come together, you want to see this thing done and see the finale of it, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, all the things you got to do. Just push random buttons, see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it, and we will catch you on the next one.